Hi guys, welcome back. We're back with another video, and in today's video we're going to talk about how you can trade accurately with your exponential moving averages. I know a lot of people and this is something that is true in the market, that these indicators lag, but remember, we use this for extra confirmation, right? We use this for more confluence, right? To add more confluence to our trades. So we actually have a trade that we have been holding, and we're gonna use this as an example in this video. This is AUDCHF. We'll go on after this. Check.
Nice.
All right guys, welcome back. So I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys, and you find it difficult to actually use these EMAs, all right, to trade or actually become consistent. But remember, I'll always repeat something at all times, right? Remember, we have to make sure that we apply these strategies in line with the market maker cycle, right? You cannot just use them anyway, right? You need to follow the rules, and you need to do it in line with the market maker cycle at all times, because right here we are trying to trade the market maker cycle. All right, so basically, to make this easy for you, you always need to understand your market structure. All right, that's very important. So if you're looking at a buy, right, there can be two things. It's either you have identified a new high being created, all right, price coming back, and you have seen another high moving up, right, and then you can look for areas to look for longs, right? That is when you can look for areas to look for longs, right? So this is when you can now start looking to actually combine these EMAs in line with the market maker cycle. This is for a buy setup, right? So this is your continuation, right? This continues, right? And then we have a reversal. You just need to understand what type of market structure are you in, right? That's important. So we got a drop, base, rally, right? So this is your buy zone, right? This becomes your buy zone, right? So you need to understand where price is coming from, right, and what price has done, and you need to understand this with clarity, right? You really need to understand this with clarity. So I'm going to be showing you how you can actually now use these EMAs in line with the market maker cycle. Those who have been following us, or those who have an idea on BTMM, right, you will be able to understand what I'll be talking about in this video. All right, so for our example, we had AUDCHF. I want us to look at AUDCHF from a higher time frame. All right, if you're looking at this from the monthly, I love the monthly because there's less noise in the monthly time frame. Right, so what we can see right here is, just by looking at this, you can see what the market has been doing, right? We've got a nice low which was created. We've got a nice low down there. If you look to the left, not really much to the left, but we have a low, right? That's good. Price, we can also see price went back to a nice area, right? A supply zone, right there. Remember, if we look to the left, also what we had this base area weakening, right? So that was a very important zone, right? So you can see price went back to that area, and we can also see price coming back to the same area and moving away. Right, so just by looking at this, you already have a clean idea, right, of where the market is going, because when you look at the recent price action, what you can see is we've got a nice drop, all right, base, drop, right? So as you can see, price did get back to that base area, right? So if you go to the weekly time frame, this is what we can see. The price came back to that area, and what we can identify by this, remember, you need to identify your periodic drops. So in this case, what we can identify is we had a peak formation. Remember, this is your weekly time frame, right? So this means this would be the high of the year. So what did we have? We had 1, right? Then we had 2, right, in 1 year, level 1, level 2, and we can see a pullback into this new year that we are in right now, 2023, right? And we can see we already established a high of the year, right? And we can also see a false move year beginning to induce traders to go long, right? And then we can see price moving away from that. So just by looking at a higher time frame, you can identify your peaks. Remember, our main goal is to trade away from the peaks, right? So you can all start identifying these areas, right? So we had a peak formation right there, as you can see. We've got a move away from that. Price didn't really move, just went into a consolidation, and then we can also identify another drop, right? We can see a pullback, right? And we can also see price moving, and respecting the supply zone right here, right? So already, just by looking at that, you can actually trade off this, right? And of course, you now have to look at your how you're gonna time your entries, because entry timing is very important, right? You need to identify the traps, right? You need to identify the traps, because traps will always be there. I mean, this is something that happened on Friday, that's a trap, and we want to take advantage of these traps. Not even this is a trap, right? That's a trap. We are looking for things like this, right? These things happen, right? And there's variations to these traps, guys. Variations to these traps, right? But you also need to make sure that you understand where the market is coming from the higher time frame, right? So if we can look at this with the EMAs on, for my BTMM, guys, what we can actually see, if we go to the monthly time frame, this is what we can see. We've got price now giving us a very nice peak above our 50 EMA. Right, and remember, this is your monthly time frame, so this took 2 years to play out, right? But I mean, if you go do some big testing, this can actually happen within a day, right? Intraday time frame, there you go, right? This played out, so we are trading away from the peak. Remember, we can already see 1 month of drop, another month of drop, and we can see price pushing down now. If we go to the weekly, this is what we can see. We had a nice reset above this area, right? A nice trade, right? Well, actually one of our setups, right? And we can clearly identify level 1, we can identify level 2, and we can also see a pullback to above the 50 EMA. A very nice trade also right there. So from the weekly time frame, I had confidence, because I already see where price is coming from, right? And if I go to the daily, I can see that we've got a trap above the 200 EMA. So I knew the direction, right? And I knew that I could hold this for a few weeks, right? So that's why I'm still holding this, right? And I'll see if it can push down to these areas right there. But these are the type of trades that you need to look for, right? So another example can be gold. If you're looking at gold, right, we can see where price is coming from. I always like understanding where price is coming from. So this zone is a zone responsible for whatever price is doing right now. So I can also identify this area right here, right? Remember, this is in your weekly time frame, right? So already I had an idea of where price is going to, right, as you can see, right? So what we can identify, if we can just remove that, we can identify a peak formation. Remember, you need to understand your level counts. So in this case, we can identify a peak, right? We can identify a peak at level 1, right? We've got level 2, and so consolidation, we've got level 3, and then we had the last push, right? And then peak formation. So instead of 3 levels, we had 4 levels right here, right? We had 4 levels, right here. Okay, so as you can see, we had 3 hits to the low, right? If you understand, there's 3 hits to the low, and price just started flowing, right? So you understood that's your peak formation. You can see 1 level of rise. Remember, this is your daily, that's 1 month of rise, and then this month, not really much, just consolidation. You can't really consider this as a level, right? And then we had your level 2 rise, right, into a consolidation, but we can also identify a pullback, right, to the beginning of that level 2, and then we can see, right, another push, right, which is actually at a very interesting area, right? It's always good to understand where price is, right? So you can make better decisions, right? So just by looking at this, with just this price action, you can actually find some good trades, and when you can add the EMAs, it becomes even better. Right, there you go. You had a peak formation just below the 800 EMA, 1 level of rise, another level of rise. You can identify a nice crossover. You can identify a nice crossover of a 50, 200, and we had one of our setups, right here, a nice peak formation with a nice W and a nice push to the upside. This is your daily time frame, so that would be a nice trade. If you are a swinger like me, I like swinging, right? But this doesn't mean you can't find this in your intra-week, structures. You can definitely find those, because as you can see, right, you always come across trades like this. This is a beautiful trade, right? It's right in front of your face, you can see it. These trades will always be there, beautiful trades like these. It's just amazing trades, right? And you can always take advantage of this. So if you go to the 15 minutes, you'll find such setups, man. And as I said, structure and traps. Look at this. We're looking for such traps. We want to take advantage of such traps. Look at that. That's a trap. You hit it that side, he hits it at the bottom, right? We want to take advantage of these traps, right? Because they'll always be issued. They'll always be issued, and you need to know the right time to actually take advantage of these. Alright guys, hope you learned something from this video. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on our notification bell icon. Alright guys, if you want to join our Telegram channel, find the link in the description below, guys. Make sure that is the only link that you use, right? Do not go and search on Telegram, because there's a lot of fake channels right there. So just use the link in my description, and that's the only link, right, that will enable you to interact with me, get free setups, join us on some of our live streams, and learn. Alright guys, cheers. Have you been struggling to make consistent profits in the forex markets, or not have enough time to analyze the market and trade? At MMK, we have experienced and qualified traders who analyze the markets and send signals directly to your phone. We are highly selective traders, and we provide 5 to 10 signals weekly and a minimum pip count of 1,000 pips monthly. Join the winning team and stop donating your money to brokers.